The opinions expressed in the following program are that of the host and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions of CWC Entertainment Group, LLC, its affiliates, or any employee thereof.
Thanksgiving Day is the Feed the Homeless Drive, Emerald City Bar and Grill, 2532 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Dallas. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get on out there. I know you're going to want some of that food. You can come out. Plus, they're going to have some toiletries and different things like that they're also going to be giving away. If you want to make a donation or volunteer, visit www.mbkdallas.org, or you can call 877-998-4623.
Yeah, I want to. Welcome to the Vincent radio show. They do it big, y'all. Great music, laughs, there's so much more. Hey, you can hear y'all. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Myskenna.
It's your boy, Yellowstar.
What happened to say, young man, Ramon?
And we are holding it down for the sick Vincent Tucker and the stuck in traffic charity the Vincent Tucker radio show, bringing it right on back to you once again. How y'all doing today, fellas?
What's going on? I'm good. How you doing?
Can't complain. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Living my best life.
Giving that Myskenna magic.
I mean, it literally is like a beautiful day. It's like the first time in a long time that it's not raining.
And the sun
like the sun is shining, there's blue skies and everything.
Right. It's chilly, but like warm at the same time.
Yeah, right. Not bad chilly.
I guess that means it's like fall.
I think that is.
You know what? You know what?
We can call it, safely in November, we can call it fall.
No, you know what? Like I had I was on talking to one of my partners earlier this week. It was on Halloween.
Okay.
And he was talking about, he was like, man, you know, it's strange how it get cold every year on Halloween. I mean, I was like, you mean in the fall, like when it's supposed to be cold outside?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, yeah, but it'd be warm for the rest of the week. I'm like, yeah, but it's not supposed to be warm for the rest of the week.
That's abnormal.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's the temperature that it's supposed to be on Halloween.
Exactly. And speaking of Halloween was like a perfect scary movie type weather. It was like rainy and cold.
Yeah.
And so like dreary. All I could hear was that Jason undertone all day, like at any given time.
The music in the background?
Yeah, because it just felt like, and there was a little bit of fog that night, so like, I was constantly looking in my rear view and kind of, because that's a perfect day for people to get away, because you're not going to look at anybody strange for having on a mask or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's almost like the last purge when everybody was partying, nobody even paid attention to him as they was at the party. He was killing folks.
Right.
It's like,
You see somebody with blood on them, you think it's part of the party. So,
right. Yeah, no.
What did everybody do for Halloween?
I actually went to Hallelujah Harvest. We put that on at the church every year, and it was good. I guess the weather kind of helped us out because we had more kids than expected. But it was really good, and my girls are teenagers, so they was like, we're not doing this with you. So it was bittersweet because I was like,
God of my babies.
Yeah, nobody to dress up, and so I was just relish in all the other little kids and have fun with them. So that's how my Halloween was. I spread the love of Jesus.
Young Yellow?
I was back home, and I was installing an attic ladder in my parents' house.
Oh, wow.
That night. So I go by this ladder, I do these measurements, and I get everything ready. And I look up, and we took one of them out. We were putting the new one in. We were sizing it up, and I got one that was too small, so I had to go back to the store, get a bigger one, the wider one.
You needed a bigger ladder.
Well, I got a bigger ladder. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You fixed it.
Yeah, I made it work.
I understand. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
But we were coming back from picking up the new ladder, and I saw these people like riding around in the back of a truck, and I'm like, there's like 4 or 5 people in the back of this truck. I'm like, what are they doing? Then I got close and I was like, oh, they're trick-or-treating. This is a big neighborhood. They don't feel like walking. and it's cold, so they're riding around the back of a truck.
Did y'all give out candy?
Nah.
Yeah, okay, church and porch light off.
No, but like people didn't really trick or treat in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, plus it was cold and rainy outside. I don't think anybody was really out trick or treating. That's what I heard anyway. I heard people wasn't really out trick or treating this year.
And again, like I said, we had an influx of kids.
Well, and was your thing at the church indoors?
Yes, because we had it planned for outdoor, trunk or treat.
Yeah.
And I actually liked it better because, I mean, it was from 6 to 8, and man, at 7:45, she was coming around, hey, wrap this up. I was like, yes!
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Because most times when it was at night, it was like, you kind of just take your time because you don't have very much to clean up outside, but...
so it was like on Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all did this. Okay.
Yeah, we always do it on Halloween. It's just basically to give the kids an alternative, to
going outside and trick or treat.
Yeah, and then also, and the beautiful thing about it was that we had so many guests from the neighborhood that hadn't even been to the church. So it was also good to kind of, minister to them and let them see that you can be Christian and still have fun.
See, because like my church, we do like a fall festival, but it's always like the weekend. Well, unless Halloween falls on that weekend,
right?
Like, but our fall festival was on the Saturday, the Saturday before Halloween.
Gotcha.
So they got all their little candy and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
but it's kind of the same concept. It's just kids got to dress up if they wanted to and walk around all the little stations and get candy, play games, and all that kind of stuff. So
right on. That's what's up. Well, before we get the show rocking and rolling, because here at the Vincent Tucker Radio Show, we're here to entertain, inform, and educate you. But today it's been on my heart to make sure that we started today's show off with something to ponder. And today's something to ponder is just to keep pushing, pray until something happens. Oftentimes in life, we get down, stuff, it happens. Life is designed to put us in spaces where we naturally need to look at the ugly parts of ourselves and not get down in that, but to take it as a stepping stone to enjoy the beautiful things that God has made us and to realize what your gift is in the world. So it takes sometimes going down that ugly road, which will lead to the beautiful road, which will ultimately set your life for a life of eternity. So as you enjoy today's program, we just want to remind you to keep pushing here on the Vincent Tucker Radio Show.
What up, people? It's that young man Ramon, and it's time for this week's reality check. Now, this week's reality check is going out to none other than Kanye West. Alright, now this past week, Kanye West came out and said that his eyes are now wide open as he realizes that he was being used to spread messages that he doesn't believe in.
Duh.
Ye went on to say that he was distancing himself from politics and going back to focusing on being a creator, something that he should have been doing in the first place.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So after months of campaigning for Trump and caping for the Republican Party, it now seems like Kanye had a come to Jesus moment. Bernie Mac was somewhere screaming, "Wake up, Mr. West! Wake up, Mr. West!" And he finally woke up. But Ye, what did you expect? Like, you didn't see this coming in your twisted dark fantasy? Like, even after everyone told you not to trust them people, you still went out there and you trusted them folks. Now you coming back and you like, oh, well, I'll just want to apologize. You know what it really was? Them Yeezys wasn't selling like he thought they would. He thought that he could drum up some little controversy and get those Yeezys moving off the shelf, and now they not. Now you want to come back over there on this side. You want to sell us some music now? You want to come out with an album now? Who's going to listen to it? Not even Trump going to listen to it now. Not even your little friend Candace, what's her name? Candace, say what? That chick. Her name ain't even important.
I thought you said Kim.
Candace Owens or something like that. Kim ain't even listening to it.
So maybe he's going to get him a black wife now.
No.
That's not happening.
That's not happening.
Have you seen that movie?
You can't go back to a black booty from that. But Jesus, this is exactly what you had coming. Alright? I am glad that you are finally focusing on what you do best, which is music, which is being creative. That's what you need to focus on, because obviously you was a fish out of water messing around over there in the political arena. I'm glad that you finally woke up. From now on, when it comes to politics, you need to follow your own advice.
You need to pump your brakes and drive slow, homie.
That's this week's reality check. You can take that to the bank.
I just want women to remember domestic violence is a serious crime and you're not alone. There is help. Contact the domestic violence hotline. That number is 1-800-799-7233.
Playing today's best music. Playing today's best music.
But it was mine, 'cause it's jealousy. They don't know about us, and I know that I can't get caught up. We could have been and we tried to pretend.
What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro.
You're listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show. 3 iHeartRadio playlists are here, and the critics are raving. John in Nashville says,
"Whoa, 80s playlists? Even new wave? This is huge."
Izzy 906 on Reddit says,
iHeart's got all these playlists from the 50s to now, and I'm like totally the only one who knows about it.
Not anymore. iHeartRadio's free playlist. Want 70s funk? There's a playlist for that. Try it now. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Hey guys, this is Madeline Brene.
What up? This is Snoop D-O Double G.
This is Miss Elliott here.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Diddy.
And you are listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show.
Oh, yeah.
For Wesley.
So what's gonna happen when Kanye decides to run? Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's taking himself out of politics.
No.
He done already dropped his album, and he's already, spreaded more awareness to his Yeezy, so.
Yeah, when you said run, I thought a marathon was coming up, cause what you talking about? He said he was getting out of politics.
I thought he was gonna be the next black president. He's fighting hard. He even took Larry Hoover and Jim Brown down to the White House and sat in the Oval Office with his Make America Great hat again.
Jim Brown is sitting there like, I don't know why I agreed to do this.
Jim Brown is old and senile at this point.
He didn't know where he was at.
Yeah, he was probably just happy to get out the house.
Oh, this place is nice.
Right. Because Donald Trump did say, how does it feel to be in the Oval House?
In the White House.
Yeah, how
Oval
does it
Office.
feel to be in the Oval Office? Yeah. I love this guy. Do you?
That's a pretty good Trump.
Did you see his face when Kanye gave him a hug? Like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and
Negro hug me?
Take a shower now.
Right.
Gotta go take a shower.
I feel dirty.
I know he's probably a little clean, but I'm just going to take one just to be safe.
Or he either liked it first time. They said once you go black, you never go back. Oh. He was exposed.
That's a horrible picture.
The KKK master.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you do?
No.
Or maybe Kanye was black-faced.
I'm not going there with you.
I can't believe that we still talk about blackface in 2018.
I was thinking about that as well. Like, why do they feel like there was a nurse that actually just got fired because she was black-faced, and and these people really don't get it.
Yeah. It's like you can dress up as an African-American person without putting on black makeup.
Right. You don't need the black makeup.
You don't need the black makeup. At that point, you just...
you need makeup if you're going to be like a monster. Or somebody that was bloodied or something.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
You don't need... if you want to be Serena Williams, you get a tennis racket and a skirt. You don't have to paint your whole body
Don't
dark.
forget the big booty, the butt pad.
See, I was trying to be respectful.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, I'm being respectful to Serena too, because there's many of us, yes,
Give
but
her credit.
her butt is on my, my workout visual board, like just her butt.
You have a dream board for your butt?
For my body.
Sure.
I have abs, I have butt, I have thighs, I have arms.
You put it all on the same board?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, cause I do these different exercises to help, help me get there.
But Serena got that muscle butt.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like she could pick a cherry up by the stem.
One day I desire to have that. Serena is doing some good in the world.
I like that soft butt. Big round soft butt.
You can't get everything now. Come on now. Hers is soft and big. I'm just grateful to have just a little bit of shape to be able to,
I just don't want to
fill in some jeans.
I would hate to slap her butt and then break her wrist or something.
So you're saying that you're intimidated by Serena Williams' butt?
I said
where's the segment going?
I said I would hate for that to happen.
Where's the segment
Why
going?
are you asking what is you the one to me here?
You're talking about her butt. Really
you the one took this turn.
I talked about Serena as a tennis player. You started talking about her booty.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. So on that note, we're going to end this segment. Hey, Serena, I ain't mad though.
Right.
She's getting all hood with it now.
Ask us why we here. You the one took us down the street.
It's time for the good.
Your girl Oprah, she is doing her the thizzle again. Next to former President Barack Obama, she has never ever endorsed anyone, but for the second time in her career, she is endorsing Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know where I got Adams from. Abrams. Stacey, thank you for correcting me. Stacey Abrams, the next black Democratic candidate running to be Georgia's next governor.
Okay.
If she wins,
Oprah knows that's a big deal.
Of course, because if she wins, she'll be the first black woman to do so in American history. So, of course, she has Oprah is registered as an independent, but continues to support different people on what their core values are versus what their party is. So she's just saying that she was there because she feels like Stacey Abrams cares about the things that matter, has a strong stance on environmental protection, healthcare, and gun control. So let's just hope and keep our fingers crossed that everyone goes out into the polls and get your girl Stacey Abrams in office.
I've been hearing a lot of positive things about Stacey, especially with a lot of the celebrities in Georgia. So, best wishes to her, man. I hope she's able to make it.
Yeah.
I would also want to say thank you to all the women who've gotten out this year and ran for politics and ran for local elections and stuff.
Absolutely.
It's been refreshing to see, people that I can recognize or people that I feel like I have a connection with and, seeing them trying to, instead of just complaining about the problem, trying to be also the solution.
Absolutely.
So, thank y'all for that.
Now, it's time for the bad.
Speaking of someone that is trying to be part of the solution, today's bad is Pharrell Williams. He is threatening to sue Trump for playing happy at his rallies. Of course, the Grammy-winning producer and singer is not playing with y'all president. Pharrell said, ain't nothing happy about the country mourning the deadly shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue where 11 human beings were murdered. And so there's nothing happy about that tragedy that was inflicted on our country. And so Trump has no permission to use that song for any purpose, because he also feels like with Trump using his song, even though he's not performing, it's almost like he's endorsing Trump. And he's like, no, sir. He went to the point of having his lawyers send a cease and desist, no, cause,
I love it.
And if you don't, I'm gonna sue you for trademark and copyright infringement.
Yeah, somebody, we need a round of applause for that.
That's my art.
Yeah, that was a G move right there. I love it. Shout out to Pharrell for that.
It's very Trumpian of him, which I love even more.
He pulled out the Trump card.
Hey.
He pulled a Trump on Trump.
And we know Trump has not responded, so he's just sitting somewhere with his lips poked out because he know he can't do nothing.
Oh, you mean, Trump's not happy about this? Not happy about it?
Now, it's time for the ugly.
Well, I don't know if this is ugly, if it's good, if it's bad, I don't know, but they say that it's possible that the Nicki Minaj Cardi B has called a truce after a wild online back and forth. They keep saying this, but then as soon as they see each other, the beef gets started. So they said that of course it all started with Nicki's Queen radio show, which led to Cardi firing back and a series of videos on Instagram. The two rap stars also pulled in Cardi B's sister and Ra Ali and some other folks and then of course pull
the whole shoe throwing incident.
Now, I got something to say about this. Now, I don't like this whole passive aggressive thing that Nicki Minaj got going on, because she's the one who keeps instigating this issue with Cardi B. Like every time, like if you go back and over the past year or so, and do the timeline on it, anytime this issue has came up in an interview, it's always been Nicki Minaj to say something, to say that there was a problem. Cardi B was like, there's not a problem. I'm not even thinking about her.
Right.
And it's always been Nicki who keeps bringing the issue up. And then when Cardi B responds or Cardi B confronts her somewhere, now she got her hands up saying, I'm staying over here. I'm doing, like, I don't want no part of it. Like, you're the reason why this issue keeps coming up.
Exactly. So being that she felt, I guess she's the reason, she tweeted, put out a post on her Instagram, said, okay, you guys, let's focus on positive things here. Only from here on out. We're all so blessed, and I know this stuff is entertaining and funny to a lot of people, but I won't be discussing this nonsense anymore. Thank you for the support and encouragement this year after year. I love you.
Again, passive aggressive.
Exactly. And then Cardi retweeted it on her IG and said, let's keep it positive and keep it pushing.
Shout out to Cardi B. Cardi B the truth. Cardi B for president.
What? I'm glad we're recording all this.
Right? No, he really said that.
Right.
Yes, I did.
Well, on that note, it's your girl Myskenna wrapping up today's Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Cardi B for president. We get some stripper poles in the Oval Office.
Ramon said that. No.
Playing today's best music.
All I really wanna see is us. I don't really need a D, I need the all the bags need is us. I got. Just remember what goes around comes around. You don't gotta worry about me.
I did half a Zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, 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 like a light.
You are listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show.
iHeartRadio does something no other app or website can do. Thousands of live radio stations you can take anywhere. Want to listen to that station in Denver? If you're in Philly? No problem. In Atlanta? And you miss LA? No problem. Plus, iHeartRadio lets you create your own custom artist station. DJ Khaled, and this is iHeartRadio. Just type in the artist you love, and iHeartRadio creates a station just for you. With their biggest hits, all commercial free. Free radio and unlimited music, all in one app. iHeartRadio.
What up, people? It's that young man Ramon, and it's time for this week's reality check. Now, this week's reality check is going out to none other than Kanye West. Alright, now this past week, Kanye West came out and said that his eyes are now wide open as he realizes that he was being used to spread messages that he doesn't believe in.
Duh.
Ye went on to say that he was distancing himself from politics and going back to focusing on being a creator, something that he should have been doing in the first place.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So after months of campaigning for Trump and caping for the Republican Party, it now seems like Kanye had a come to Jesus moment. Bernie Mac was somewhere screaming,
Wake up, Mr. West! Wake up, Mr. West!
and he finally woke up. But yeah, what did you expect? Like, you didn't see this coming in your twisted dark fantasy? Like, even after everyone told you not to trust them people, you still went out there and you trusted them folks. Now you coming back and you like, oh, well, you know, I just want to apologize. You know what it really was? Them Yeezys wasn't selling like he thought they would. He thought that he could drum up some little controversy and get those Yeezys moving off the shelf, and now they not. Now you want to come back over there on this side. You want to sell us some music now? You want to come out with an album now? Who's going to listen to it? Not even Trump going to listen to it now. Not even your little friend Candace, what's her name? Candace, what is, say what? That chick. Her name ain't even important.
I thought you said Kim.
Candace Owens or something like that. Kim ain't even listening to it.
So maybe he's going to get him a black wife now.
No.
It's not happening.
That's not happening.
Have you seen that booty?
You can't go back to a black booty from that. But, Jesus, this is exactly what you had coming. Alright? I am glad that you are finally focusing on what you do best, which is music, which is being creative. That's what you need to focus on, because obviously you was a fish out of water messing around over there in the political arena. I'm glad that you finally woke up. From now on, when it comes to politics, you need to follow your own advice.
You need to pump your brakes and drive slow, homie.
That's this week's reality check. You can take that to the bank.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So check this out.
Are you stupid?
This week in stupid, Halloween edition.
Uh-oh.
Police in Southern Oregon, in Grants Pass, have arrested 2 men suspected of a pumpkin crime spree.
What?
This is weeks, okay? Weeks. They started on October 7th, and by October 23rd was the last day that they were caught. They were going around to different like grocery stores, picking up the pumpkins that they would put out like for decoration, and like smashing them and breaking car windows and just vandalizing just for no reason.
Oh, yeah, they needed to go to jail.
Yeah. Jacob Solomon and Adrian Ochoa, both 19, face multiple counts of criminal mischief in connection with at least 50 vehicles vandalized between October 7th and the 23rd. They would snatch pumpkins from, all over and just ride around and smash whatever they saw.
Okay, now I got a question for y'all. Did y'all ever vandalize things like on Halloween when y'all was kids?
So we would talk about like the bat and mailbox thing.
Yeah.
But I never did any of that. Like, I never hung out with the people that were actually the ones doing it.
Okay.
Little heathens.
I mean, you do stupid stuff when you're young, but I mean, I'm also not driving around.
What you looking
Yeah, well, before we move on from that.
I just feel like Ramon has something he might need to get off his chest.
I didn't even celebrate Halloween when I was a kid. What do you say?
That doesn't answer the question. Did you ever vandalize anything as a child?
Exactly.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. We're moving on with your story. Yeah. I knew I felt that energy for something.
Right, because he was like, I feel like he was trying to, is anybody else in my shoes?
I mean, because anybody else had a story, I may have had a follow-up story.
Possibly.
Feel free to share more of your story.
No, that's okay.
Hypothetically, if you were to vandalize, how would you have done it?
Right. I mean, I didn't vandalize anything, but, I did used to terrorize the kids because I couldn't celebrate Halloween, so I used to terrorize the kids that did.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So I used to, in my balcony, I see the kids, walking by in my apartment, I used to throw stuff at them.
Trick or treat.
But wait, you're not throwing candy.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's not trick or treating at that point. That's just pelting people with random objects in your room.
So there's these little things, once they hit the ground, they kind of explode and it's like firecrackers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those little pops.
Yeah. Okay. I used to throw them.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not, but it is funny.
It is. Watch them scatter.
Yes. Ramon, lurking. You've been lurking ever since you were young.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And mean, you do what comes natural to you, you know?
So these guys naturally just decided they wanted to go and mess people's cars up?
19. They think a pumpkin smashing a window and the pumpkin breaks and the window breaks. They think that's funny.
So when they in the holding tank and they say, what you in here for? Like, for being a fool.
Right.
Said, we was being hard. We was beating them pumpkins up.
And they did at least $30,000 in damage. At least.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be paying on that for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either that or they gonna sit behind them bars. They know that they're locking little Latino and black folks up, like, for everything.
Jacob Solomon and Adrian Ochoa. I feel like at least one of them is definitely going to be behind bars for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But hey, you know, live and learn, guys. That's This Week in Stupid, Halloween edition.
Playing today's best music. Playing today's best music.
You can't tell me I ain't fly. I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly. Now
Taking another tell me tripping on you. Tripping on you. My bad for tripping on you. Tripping on you. Right, yeah, you right, yeah. Bad, cute face, yeah, you right, yeah. Don't be surprised if I hit what I'm begging.
You're listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show. Have you checked out iHeartRadio's free playlist yet? Not only do we have one perfect for any moment, we also created playlists perfect for any decade. Flashback to the 80s, 90s, or stay right here in 2018. Plus, we're talking pop, rock, hip-hop, and we even break it down by the year. Hello, 1999. Now, can I get a wah-wah? There are thousands of iHeartRadio playlists. Find the one perfect for you. Trust us, there's a free playlist for that. Try it now. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Here we go again, y'all. It's getting close to the holidays, and this subject actually came up in my house, and I need some advice from y'all.
Okay.
So y'all know Celeste is about to be 17.
Uh-oh.
Lord Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Call on him.
I know, for real. Her and Andre have been dating for about a year and a half now.
That's a long time.
Especially at that age.
Exactly. And the subject of them spending the holidays together has already come up.
Okay.
His family normally goes to New Orleans for Thanksgiving. Of course, we'll be here for Christmas, and then we have a trip planned to go down to Houston for her birthday and New Year's, because her birthday is New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So, of course, she wants him to come down to celebrate her birthday and New Year's with her in Houston. So, naturally, he was like, okay, well, can you ask your mom if you can go to New Orleans with us?
Right. Because I can sell my family on this if you sell your mom on this.
And she met his family during graduation and everything, when his family came up, so they know her. So the mom called me last night to give me like the rundown or whatever, let me know, assured me that their family is kind of like mine. In the event that he comes, they will not be sleeping. There's no room for error.
Okay.
None of us play that on both sides.
Good.
Both sides is looking forward to each other of them coming, and it's not them planning this, that they are equally welcome.
Right.
So, Celeste, I can honestly say thank you, Jesus, has made it very hard for me to say no, because her grades are good. You know, she's president of her cosmetology class. She's been turning in her phone on time.
So she finally figured out that the more you do right, the more you get to do.
Hello. And I've always said, make it really hard for me to say no.
Right.
But as a mom, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. So, as uncles, knowing our child, at what point do I say, you know what, this is okay, you've talked to the mom, you've crossed all the T's and dotted all that. Am I doing good to give her permission to go, or not yet until they're 18?
Well, here's the thing. You have this for another year. And then you know, kind of lose the quote-unquote ability to make decisions for them.
Yeah, have input.
Yeah. So, and this might be naive on my part, but I look at it like the more you talk to them and make them comfortable with things that they do when you're not around, the more comfortable they'll be talking to you about those things.
Yeah.
So you have to show her that you can trust her, and she has to show you that she's worthy of trust.
Yeah.
So when you say that she's doing the right things, like that is the, okay, this is what this gets you. You know, like it's not ipso facto, it's not, you know, tit for tat, but it's, look, you've been doing all these things. This is not something I would normally do, but I'm going to continue to progress you into your adulthood, and I'm going to allow you to be responsible. And, you know, I think that's the right thing to do. I think it's going to be scary as hell.
Right.
And you're going to be worrying your ass off the whole time. But, you know, this is a step that, you know, just as she has to go through this journey, you got to go through that too.
Yeah.
I agree. The only thing I'm going to add to that is at some point you have to have faith that you did, you know, saying what you were supposed to do, that you did a good job with your child. And
don't forget to pray.
Right. Keep her covered in prayer at all times while she out there. But, you know, parents have a hard time letting their child grow up, especially when they're right there at that age where it's like you almost an adult, but you're not quite there yet.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing is, you know, like, you have to kind of allow your kids to make mistakes and, you know, bump their head a few times, like, because, like you said, they think they got it. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to let them get out there and get into some stuff and realize that they don't have it.
Yeah.
That like they thought they did. So, I mean, you know, I think with this situation, it's just one of them things where, you know, she's growing up, you know, she's over the past few months and over the past year, she's proven that she can make responsible decisions.
And she's working too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, she's proven that she can make responsible decisions. So you kind of have to give her that, you know, give her that freedom. And
the fact that, you know, I mean, both of them decided to come to you and say,
right,
you know, they didn't try to like,
they didn't do it
make
behind
a plan
your back,
or, you know, scheme or nothing like that. They like, okay, well look, I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on this limb. So, you know, I think I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's scary because I know my son's mom is going through that too.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes you just gotta hope that, you know, you've taught them enough over the long term to deal with that.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, the one thing that I always contribute, Dondre is a really good kid. He's a mama's boy, you know. And it's not him that I worry about, Lord Jesus. It's really my baby.
Yeah. For sure. She's your baby.
Yeah. I mean, enough said. And so, yeah, but I am glad and I'm grateful that she's showing better than she can tell. And not only that, like y'all said, reiterated the fact that his mom, you know, contacted me. Right. Yeah. And so it wasn't like, okay, we're just doing this and we're just, because there's no way I was even going to let her go without even, you know.
Right, without having a conversation.
Having that understanding. And so, yeah, so, it's definitely.
How many days are both of the trips?
She'll be leaving probably that Tuesday or Wednesday. She said she'll let me know what they decide Tuesday or Wednesday, and they'll be back Sunday.
Okay.
Back in time for them to go back to school, and then.
And it's a family function. It's not like they're going to, you know, Cancun or anything.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to Freaknik.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no. I'm definitely not going that. Yeah, you gotta be out of my house or at least paying some bills before you get that kind of privilege. But I don't know. I guess this is a proud but scary moment. Yeah. And thank God for birth control.
Look, I wanted to ask in the middle of that, but I was like, well, I don't, you know. But yeah, it's a good thing.
I mean, I don't need no help making babies. I don't want no babies. And so that the trust level is a little bit there. I have a little bit more confidence because of that as well. Just because I don't want any of them to taint their lives sooner than it's necessary.
Change their lives before they're ready.
Yeah, like, So I'm going on a limb. I'm still praying about it, but I am going out on a limb.
Yeah, good.
You know, since they are doing the right thing.
Right.
And, you know, just hoping, you know, and praying for safe travels, and that when she comes back, this will be yet again another teaching moment.
You know, I want to tell this quick story. So when I was going out of town, I was meeting up with some of my cousins, and we were having like a cousins weekend where all of us, you know, hung out or whatever. So, it's Sunday, and I'm bringing a bunch of the kids back to Port Arthur with me because, you know, they wanted to stay and hang out with their cousins. So we're talking, and I'm getting ready to go take a shower and get ready or whatever, and the kids are down there and they're all eating, but then the trash can is full. So I love talking to kids like they're adults. Because you know, at some point you gotta treat them like that.
Yeah. Right.
So they start talking about who's gonna take out the trash, and I'm like, okay, well look, I'm giving you guys an opportunity. Like, you guys talk it out, talk amongst yourselves, and figure out between the 8 or 10 of you who's gonna take this trash out.
Right.
And make sure that this trash is taken out before I come back down here. And everything's good. And, you know, I walked off and I started hearing them go back and forth, and like they trying to make their little arguments about who should do it or whatever. So I get down there and, I see the trash is taken out. So I'm like, okay, good. You know, I'm glad that y'all were able to work it out. I talked to my godson. I'm like, I'm glad y'all worked it out. And he's like, I'm not. I had to take the trash out.
Oh man.
He's so sweet though. I love him.
Oh, hey, it got done.
Yeah, it got done.
He had to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
But that's part, like you said, that's part of it.
Yeah.
All right, we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. At what point do you allow for your children to have extra responsibility? Is it an age thing or is it a maturity thing? Hit us up on VTRSonline.com. It's your girl, Myskenna, wrapping up today's He Say, She Say.
This your man Nelly, alright?
It's Alicia Keys. My name is Logan Browning.
This is ex-Suave for Mayor, aka Suave Burgundy. And you are listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show.
Yo, check this out right here, folks.
Yo.
It's Bobby again.
No, we don't back on the air.
Oh.
Say that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, we're not on the air.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, now.
Since you said push the button.
Really?
You said push the button. I push the button. I'm still apparently working in the field.
Really? Well,
I push the button. What else you want me to do, man?
I want you to give us the
What you
signal
want me to-
that we're back on the air.
Yeah, I said it's time to come back.
And as you said
y'all
that,
talk for another minute. So what I'm gonna do? What you want me to do?
and then you proceeded to call me out of my name.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
I would never. I would never.
I heard you say that.
I would never.
Not out loud. You said it in your head.
I've been saying that a long time.
Only on the Vincent Tucker Show.
You're unique. You're the only you that will ever be. You deserve a radio station just as unique. Try your My Favorites radio. All the music you love on one station. Only on iHeartRadio.
You do know that there is branding power when you team up with the Vincent Tucker Radio Show, right? Make sure that if you have a business out there that you want to advertise, go to VincentTuckerRadioshow.com for more information.
You're listening to the Vincent Tucker Radio Show.
Wrapping up today's Vincent Tucker Radio Show, it's your girl, Myskenna, Yellow Star, and Remind, holding it down for Vincent Tucker and Charity E. Once again, we just want to thank you guys for always tuning in and sharing this time with us. I always love it when I can see my brothers. You know, Yellow Star crept up on us like the ghost that he is, Casper, friendly ghost.
I mean,
how's the family?
They're good. Just trying to finalize stuff. We're hosting Thanksgiving this year, so trying to get things in order so that we can like host and actually, you know, like not have stuff all over the house like it is right now. So it's gonna take a little bit of work, but hopefully we'll get there. You know, and the good thing is, you know, we'll have a few people there, so maybe we'll put some people to work. You know, right before dinner.
I know
get
that's
them
right.
doing something so they can sit down and watch the games and stuff.
Yeah. final thoughts and shout outs?
Shout out to everybody that I was out with in Port Arthur. I didn't really get to see a whole lot of family while I was there, but, I got to spend some quality time, so it was good.
Alright.
So, that's it for you, boy, Yellow.
Alright.
Just real quick, I want to shout out to everybody that's been tuning into the Vincent Tucker Radio Show. We greatly appreciate y'all. Shout out to, the rest of the cast and crew, Vincent Tucker, Charity E, Chris P, DJ SQ, what up? And shout out to everybody that came out to the premiere for Nobody's Fool. It's actually a very funny movie starring Whoopi Goldberg, Tika Sumpter, and Tiffany Haddish, and a very surprise cameo in that movie that you gotta look out for. But once you see it, you're gonna be surprised. And shout out to everybody that's been volunteering for the MBK Dallas Feed the Homeless drive that we have coming up on Thanksgiving Day. That will be taking place if you're in the Dallas, Texas area. That will be taking place at Emerald City Bar and Grill in South Dallas. So y'all can go to mbkdallas.org and find out some more information about that if you're interested in volunteering or donating. That's it for the show, man. Ramon, I'm up out of here. Peace and many blessings.
It's your girl, Myskenna, rounding out today's Vincent Tucker Radio Show. Of course, I want to shout out to Celeste and Deja. You know your mommy love you. Shout outs to you guys for sharing these last couple of hours with us as listeners. And since Vincent isn't here today, I just thought I'd give y'all his...
You got a random Uber fact?
Yeah, I do. They say couples who use the same function words like pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and qualifiers are more likely to stay together.
It would help if I knew what those were.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to English class and I'm not remembering exactly what all of those words mean, but it sounds really good.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds profound.
Alright, so Vincent Tucker, Myskenna, Yellow Star, Ramon, and Charity East, the Vincent Tucker Radio Show, wrapping up another successful show.
Every episode of the award-winning Vincent Tucker Radio Show is produced by Aaron Channel. Executively produced by Aaron Channel, Arkena Dansberg, Cornelius Johnson, and Vincent Heartbreak Tucker. Launched in December 2007, the VTRS is a CWC Entertainment Group LLC production.